Good morning, Power Hitters. Welcome to this week's edition of our weekly sales training. My name is Jarrett McAllister, your co-host and mentor, alongside my main man, Jonathan Brunasso. How are you doing, brother?
Woo! I am pumped down here at corporate
headquarters. An electric night last night. Super exciting. Down at HQ. Really just sharing with the world your success with Powur, the Powur opportunity, and an opportunity for your story to be highlighted, man. Super proud of you, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate it. It's really neat, the corporate media headquarters and hanging out with Jim Bunch and Charles and being able to see Jonathan Budd. And I mean, shoot, even the CEO of Aptos was there yesterday too. So just really neat to be part of it and encourage other leaders in the company. Your time will come when we invite you and bring you down to the corporate headquarters. So I can't wait for that.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Jarrett. Let's rock and roll. This is being recorded so we can share with other people, but we do have another special guest. A few of you know him. He's a mentor to me. He's a leader in Powur, leading from the front, leading by example. And Mr. Charles Thompson, I want to invite just to let us know how last night went, a few words of encouragement, and what we should be keeping an eye on in the future.
All right. Thank you, JB3. It was awesome spending some time with you both personally and professionally last night. A quick review of the night, the comments that I have received from every leader in this company, from Jonathan Budd and Bobby and Jim and Dean and all the execs. It was the best overall presentation that they've seen in Powur's history. That's a pretty powerful comment, my friend. So, wow. Good tag teaming. Honored to do that with you. It truly was just an overall fantastic flow. We got it done in 55 minutes. As opposed to an hour and 20 minutes sometimes, right? So absolutely phenomenal, my friend. So really proud of you. And it's just great having you here and great having you as a friend and everything that you do for this company. You and I have had a little bit of history together. So God bless you, my man. Really appreciate it. There's a lot of great events coming up. Tomorrow is the beginning of the immersive. We had a change in terms of what was scheduled for last week because a little bit of a COVID scare. We navigated through that. We'll be relaunching that immersive tomorrow. So definitely share that. And, look at powur.live, the calendar that's on there. And I'm going to make sure that that's also up on powurcalendar.com. And then we're in the planning stages to really hit some heavy event activity for the end of May, June, and July. I'm only going to go on the road elsewhere for one trip to Florida on the 5th and 6th, I believe it is. I'll look at a calendar just to be sure. And other than that, I really want to lock arms with y'all and get a lot of focus on growth in California. I think we've got the major challenges that you have when you're scaling. We have those behind us, and now it's time to get back to doing what we do best, which is grow, build, sell, and just make a lot of impact and money at the same time. So pretty exciting stuff.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Charles. Thank you for the kind words. And a June California tour, ladies and gentlemen, is what he's referring to. We'll have some dates and locations here soon, but we are definitely targeting the biggest and best California tour covering Northern California, Southern California that we can build into and help build the team. So thank you so much, Charles, for your leadership and guidance. It was great hanging with you last night. Can't wait to do it again. And
yep, me too. Me too, my friend. I really appreciate it.
As you can see here, guys, live from the media center, Charles recording some videos, and Chris and I, my brother, hanging out at the conference room with these table made out of recycled solar panels. So cool. And then a little sneak peek on the CEO's office there with the most awesome, badass picture of the forest behind him there. It's super cool office. So little sneak peek behind the scenes, but I'm sure all of you all will be able to come down and check it out at one point. So let's keep this moving. And this was the slide that didn't load last night. For any of you that watched it or are going to watch the Power Hour, this was supposed to load, showing, you know, some of the good work that we do, Cynthia, my brother, and I. And then the team will be going down in August, and we'll be rolling out a slide deck and donation page so we can really ingrain this into our culture and share with our homeowners that every sale helps contribute to building homes and putting solar on homes without electricity. So absolutely love showing this every time. All right. So I asked earlier, anyone that has a success story, you closed a sale in the last week, you recruited and attracted someone to join Powur. I'd love you to jump off of mute or type in the chat that you'd like to share. Let's do 2 or 3 shares. What do we got?
Hey, Jonathan, it's Vic. I got
Victor.
another one.
Victor, only one this time, okay?
Okay.
You're selling too much.
All right. So I had a couple appointments scheduled, and they actually had to reschedule. So instead of calling today, I called up a person that I had previously sold with another company. I didn't tell you how it actually happened, but what I did, I called him up. He was doing yard work. I said, hey, let me swing by and show you what's going on now. And he actually went and bought a 108% offset and a 10-watt end-phase battery backup.
Wow.
Not bad for a canceled appointment, huh?
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
Victor. I love that. So you took a day where some appointments canceled, you turned it into an opportunity, you called some people, reached out and swung by and sold an awesome deal. Wow. Lewis, I see you hiding over there. What have you been up to, brother? I know you're doing tons of proposals and selling a lot and recruiting a big team right now. What are you up to?
Are you talking to me?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Last week, we were able to mentor 2 deals, one in Arizona and one in New Mexico. So we're able to help a family in Mexico and in Arizona. So we're excited. So we're looking forward for this. So our goal is minimum to close 2 deals every week.
Wow. Very cool. Congrats, Lewis, on your success. I know you're tearing it up, so keep it going.
Yes, and then I have Laura here in Texas. I wanna see if she wants to share. She's been having a lot of success. So Laura, are you on here? I would love for you to share. Let me see, is she on here? I think she is.
Can you hear me?
There she is.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Laura.
Sorry, we're in a little loud restaurant, but I'll quickly cover what Reese was talking about. We've been following this customer for about 6 months now, and he had a very low credit score. We helped him get that credit score up, and we did run that credit score. His loan amount that he needed was a little higher than $50,000. So we told him we were going to help him to continue to raise his credit score. He finally did. And he shot us a screenshot of his credit score of 710, I believe, 75, something like that. And so I just want to let everyone know that this is like a 6-month process, and to never give up on your customers. And just to follow up with them. So we were able to close, of course, with the great help and mentor with Luis Perez. I was able to recruit 2 people on my team this week, just yesterday. So I'm very excited to where this is taking me and my husband, Mario.
Wow. Awesome, Laura. Super cool. Laura, where are you located?
I didn't hear him. Can I have the?
Is she in Texas?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
El Paso, awesome. We have people in Texas. We have deals closed in Arizona and deals closed in New Mexico. That is wild. So
I know.
congrats.
Hey, real quick, Jonathan, I wanted to share one.
One more.
That we had I had a gentleman, Adrian Moore, up here in the Sacramento area, reach out to me, who came by actually when our last time we were doing a California tour. Things have changed. Charles Thompson, I don't know if you remember the Round Table Pizza in Sacramento. Boy, have we come a long ways. But yeah, Adrian reached out to me and joined the team. He's looking to get his career pumping and started. So excited. I see him on the call. So right on, Adrian. And then also got a referral from the neighbor of my in-laws who we did a system for them. Great system, beautiful. They loved it, and now their neighbors are getting hooked up, and they're getting hooked up with $1,000. It's always nice to be able to hook your in-laws up with $1,000, right? That's scoring serious points. So I just want to share that with everybody. But right on, Adrian. I see you, brother.
That's awesome. You know, Jared, it's funny you mentioned that because that's a conversation that I think it's important to have, because same thing in Texas. You know, now we just did an event with 500 people in Houston. It started with 8 to 10 people in a meeting space. And that was not a round table pizza. It was not even as nice as round table pizza. So it's just part of the process that we go through. It's the way we grow. So congrats, my friend. And as well as with you, Adrian, everybody else. Great stories. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome work, team. I was just telling my brother and talking, yesterday about, I had a pizza little meeting with 7 people a year and a half ago. And then even that hotel room, Charles, in Walnut, City of Industry there, we had 20 people, and we just threw it together and made it happen. You have to start somewhere. And we've come a long, long ways. So a lot of great stuff happening. Let's keep this going, team. We have a great guest that I was gonna show this slide. There we go. All right, so we have a great guest today. And again, thank you, Charles and Jarrett and the team for everything. So this gentleman is a leader in Powur. He is a mentor, an awesome mentor, lives in Southern California, been in solar for many, many years. And I highly recommend you use him or learn from him. He's going to be teaching us today on referrals, ambassadors, training your customers, training your ambassadors. And he's just going to tease us with some good information. So for all of his training and content, Powur.live tomorrow, he's actually going to be training his entire training pitch deck. So I have the honor and privilege of introducing Wally Arida to join us, and I'll stop sharing so you can share your screen, my friend. Are you out there?
Let me share my screen here.
Give me 1 second. I'll let you share. All right, you should be good. Nice slides, Wally. Wow.
I got this from Powur. I'm actually going to use this tomorrow, but I figured might as well use it now and just give you teasers of what I plan to do.
Awesome.
So
here's an example, just to chime in for a minute, but here's an example of what happens as you start to grow and scale with this company. These kind of assets that you get. Wally, congratulations, my friend. You're doing amazing work, and here's a great way to recognize what you're doing. So great job, brother.
Thank you. And just for the record, my first mentor, my first sale in Powur was with Charles Thompson.
It was an honor.
I learned so much from him that first time. I was very reluctant to share my 50% with anyone. Like most of you guys when you started.
Yep.
But then somebody told me that your 50% is still more than what your 100% was in your old solar company. And I realized at that point that Charles came highly recommended. I mean, he had the record of how many Zoom sales, and I just need to learn his process. So here I am, a solar veteran, doing solar for 5 years, over 400 installs. And now I have over 500 installs. And I'm talking to, and I'm having Charles mentor me on one deal. And the reason I picked him is, one, he knew his stuff. And second, I needed to learn his stuff. So if you're new in the business, I keep telling people there are two kinds of people in Powur. If you're new, two kinds of new beginners in Powur, so people. The first kind, the beginner, is the one that would try to learn everything and watch videos and learn as much as you can about solar. And a year later, they're still watching videos and trying to learn about solar and not made any money. The second person is someone like me who would take, with experience, and I would just take a good mentor like Charles, learn the thing, and in half a day or 2 hours, start selling the very next day and start making money. So even though you are great mentors, it's always great to see what the other guys are doing. I still mentor with other people because I want to see their style. And that one deal helps me improve my style. So that's kind of where we are. Now, I've been a businessman for the longest time. I built $4 million businesses over my lifetime since the 1980s. I built 2 IT companies. I built a gun magazine. I published and was editor-in-chief of a gun magazine back in the 90s, 96 when I started it. It became the #1 shooting sports magazine in the world. I had about 100,000 subscribers. And from there, I started other things. And in each business that I built, it's always about marketing. I always needed to, I will never sell a product that I don't believe in. So I always had to make a good presentation and find out how the best way to market this. And that's what got me into solar. And that's what got me into Powur. So what I wanted to share with you guys today is about enrolling and engaging ambassadors. I've been, in my personal sales, at least 60 to 80% of my business I get from referrals. And I have in the thousands of deals that I work with, I have a vast, and I'm going to this in a minute, but I can go into my list and just keep getting ambassadors. So let me start this by saying I have a high close ratio. Maybe one of the highest in the industry, from not just in Powur, but even in my previous solar companies. And to me, I ask you guys, how do you guys define a close? To me, a close is when I get a contract signed. That's it. I mean, there's no such thing as half close or a semi-close. It's binary. It's 1 or 0, success or fail. You make money or you don't make money. I'm anal that way. That's why I have such a good closing ratio, because I'm working to close deals. So in solar, to me, there are 3 stages of closing. And in each stage, you need to have success to be able to go to the next stage and the next stage. And the third stage is when you close the sale, sign contract, and make money. But the first stage of closing is closing to get leads. When you talk to people, you don't just tell them that you're a Powur ambassador, that you have a Powur ambassador program. You actually close them to get leads. A success is when you get leads, names and phone numbers. That's success. If you don't get names and phone numbers, you just spent a glass of wine or, a bottle of wine or three bottles of beer with this guy, and you never succeeded because you don't have a phone number, okay? So you need to make sure that that's your goal, is always to get leads, close to get leads. The second stage of closing to me is once I have the leads, I need to get U-bills and appointments. I talk to a person, my goal is to get an electric bill and to get an appointment set. If you don't get an electric bill, you don't have an appointment, it's not a close. You did not succeed. It's not going to bring you into the third part, which is making money. And the third set, the stage of closing to me is closing the sale. Closing the sale means he signed a contract. Everything is done. Everything's done and signed. I got all the assets. I got the driver's license. Everything is done. That's, to me, is the closing process. If I don't make money, I didn't make a sale. I could make myself feel good, say I almost closed them. It's not. You're wet or you're dry. It's not one or the other. It's close or it's not close. That's how you hone your killer instinct to close the deal. So with that, let's talk about referrals. I work referrals because referrals are warm leads. These are people that know you, or they know someone that you both know. So these people will talk to you. It will be an easy, laid-back conversation, way different from you making a cold call and say, hi, I'm from Powur, I sell solar. It's easier when you say, Charles, hi, I'm your friend Charles asked me to call you. I put solar panels in his roof. He said, I may be able to give you some information too. The flow of the conversation would be way, way easier. Also, like Jonathan mentioned last night, at the Powur Live, at Powur Hour, when you should work referrals, you will have a higher close ratio, because referrals will close twice as much, maybe more than a cold call. They will also cancel less. If they buy, they will also cancel less, especially if they buy into that referral idea, which is I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. And the last one, they're free. Referrals don't cost you anything. I've been hit so many times by Facebook marketing companies who promise me great leads, and they want to charge me like $2,000 to start, $1,000 a month subscription. And I said, how great are your leads? My leads are great. I said, wonderful. If your leads are great, instead of you making $1,000 a month on me, or $50, $100 a lead, why don't we partner? I have a high close ratio, and you'll make $4,000 instead of, $3,000, $4,000 instead of $100 a lead. And then they say, that's not the way I operate. So referrals are free, use them. And that's why I always try to work referrals. Also, I found out in the meeting yesterday that we had on Powur that there's about 3 cases now where homeowners are getting sued where Powur reps are getting sued by homeowners because their call centers were actually using the do not call list. So I'd be really, really careful about working with, referral leads companies that you don't know. It's just word of advice. But if I'm here to tell you that referrals is the way to go, and the ambassador program is the best way to get this referral program working. Something about that $1,000 is a magical number. I used to work for a solar company where we were giving away $500. It's not the same. It's not the same. When you see 4 digits, $1,000, that's what makes it work. And when you sell the $1,000, you should make that $1,000 a monthly number. Don't just say, I'll give you $1,000 for every referral. Just say, how would you like to use an extra $1,000 a month? What would you do with an extra $1,000 a month? They'll say, oh, wonderful. I can do a lot of things with it. What about $2,000 a month? What could you do with an extra $2,000 a month? Make it personal. Make it very, very personal. Like if I was speaking with good rapport with the lady of the house and the husband's looking, I said, $2,000 a month, this can get you that Louis Vuitton bag once a month that you've always wanted, right? And say, and the husband say, oh, hell no, she's not getting a Louis Vuitton bag. We need that for this. Make it personal. Make them own that $1,000. Don't just throw a number. Make it emotional. Make them own it. Make it a Louis Vuitton bag. Make it a home project. How about vacation money? You guys have always been wanting to take a vacation to Florida, right? Can $2,000 take care of that for you? They said, yeah, probably. Great. Let's go send you to Florida. So milk that $1,000 idea. Okay. Don't just throw it out there. Milk that idea. And the second thing about this ambassador business is like Jonathan explained last night, you got to network. You have to be a walking billboard. You have to make everybody know that you are in solar. All your friends, family, everyone need to know you're in solar. Every chance you get at every opportunity, do it in person, do it by phone, do it on social media. They have to know you're in solar. And do you guys know what an elevator pitch is? How many of you has an elevator pitch. If you don't have one, you better make one fast now. An elevator pitch is a 20-second, 15 to 20-second canned spiel that explains exactly what you do. It's called an elevator pitch because let's say you meet somebody in the elevator. Hey, how are you? What do you do? What do you say? If we meet the elevator and we have 10 seconds to get to the next floor for 15 seconds, what do you say inside that elevator for the next 15 seconds? You have to have one. And it's something that you have to memorize. It's something that you just should know and not have to think about it. If you do not have an elevator pitch, you are losing leads. If you don't have one, you're watching leads and deals walk away from you and you're helpless. You just say, hi, you know, when you could have told them what you do. So you have to build one and you have to memorize it. You have to practice it and say it naturally with a big smile. Here's mine. I help families go solar. When I put solar panels on your roof, you pay nothing. Your electric bill from the utility company will go away, and I replace that in an electric bill from solar, which is half of your old electric bill. Where do you live? And then that starts a conversation. Where do you live? How much was the bill last month? Oh, $600. Pretty painful, isn't it? Then you start building it. If that's not the floor where you're going out and he goes that floor, you go out of that floor with him. And you start talking to this guy. Because remember, the goal is not just to have a conversation. The goal is to get a lead, get this guy's phone number. Okay, so you have to be ready all the time. Be ready to explain your elevator pitch and be ready to close that deal, close that lead. So do you know where your ambassador link is? If I ask you right now, can you send me your ambassador link? How long will it take you to send it to me? Will you be able to send it? How many of you can send it to me right now? You should know where it is. Don't be scrambling for it when you need it. I learned something from Rachel McDonald, you know, our big R. And she taught me how to create a keyboard shortcut for any text. You could Google it, you'll find it. So when I'm talking to you, I'll just say, hey, Jared, let me send you my link. What's your phone number? So Jared gives me his phone number. And then I'll say, here's my info. And I type A, M, B, and then whatever characters I have. My keyboard memorized that. I hit enter, and the entire link shows up. Then I click send. Jared receives it. And guess what happens? He's got my ambassador link. I was able to capture his phone number because he gave me his phone number, right? So now even if we leave, I know how to get a hold of him tomorrow. So that's one of the things that you should do. Make sure that all your information is ready to go. The same thing with your company info, your personal info. I call it a digital business card. If you don't have one, if you don't know how to make one, get one. Because I should be able to send to Jared my digital business card in 4 or 5 characters. And it will include everything. It'll include my name, address, phone, my name, phone number, email. It will include my link to my website, my link to my ambassador, and everything I want him to know in 4 or 5 keystrokes. It'll be ready to go. Be ready to share this via text with just a few keystrokes. If you're at a party, at the winery, at church, you know, after services, even at the grocery store, you know, you see this nice looking lady that, you know, that's kind of smiling and looks, you know, whatever. I just start a conversation and say, you know, what do you do? Oh, I do this. I'm in solar. Then you start your elevator pitch. Okay. So anywhere you are, share. Ask for the phone number so you can text your info. Because like I said, if you get the phone number, you just captured him, you know. People will give you their phone number if you say, let me text you my info. What's your phone number? But if you just say, what's your phone number and close, shut up and say nothing, they will tell you. Don't hesitate. Don't show any sign of weakness. Just make it really nice and casual. So what's your phone number, Anders? There you go. So Anders is giving it to me now. Wonderful. Let me send it to you. Click. And then Anders got my email, my text message. I captured his phone number. I can call him tomorrow. Okay. And this simple task just allowed you to capture anyone's phone number. And then when you send them the ambassador link, make sure they open the link. Don't settle for just sending them a number. Make sure they open the link and make sure they sign up. If there's time, make sure they sign up, because until they sign up, you haven't closed the lead. You haven't closed the task. You have to walk away with something. Make sure they sign up. And once they sign up, make sure they put on at least one lead to test it out. Who do you know among your friends and family has a high electric bill that's really groaning and complaining? Oh, my sister. Let me help her. Your app's open on your phone? What's her name? Put her name on that app and put her phone number. You have her email? Yeah, put it in there. Save it. Wonderful. That's how the app works. You show them how the app works. Now you have a lead to work with. Close on a lead. Make sure that you just don't spend an hour smiling at the bar and telling bullshit stories. You want to work towards something. You want to get a deal. You want to get a lead, okay? And remember what I said. It's ABC. That's what I go by. ABC. Always be closing. Anything you do, you'll always be closing. And you'll hear ABC as we keep getting forward. So let me just pull this up here. So you also need to be really organized, which is the last thing I want to show you. Data management is key. You have to be a data hound. I'm a data hound. I'll admit it. You have to create your own database. The Powur portal, as powerful as it is not your personal database where you start writing notes. And I keep telling my mentees that, because they keep writing notes for me in the Powur portal. I said, that's not what it's supposed to be for. Create your own database. Use any CRM. You have to have a CRM. I use Pipedrive, and I learned that from my other solar company when I was working at Freedom Forever. And I learned Pipedrive, and I use it. The personal database that I have lists every person I have ever spoken with since day one when I started selling solar. Every single person I sold to or spoken with when I started selling solar, as soon as I leave the house, I go outside in my car and start entering data. Husband and wife. Wife is a nurse. Husband is work at home. They have 3 children, beautiful 2 chihuahuas. Guy loves fishing. I write everything that I have in that database. It'll take 5 minutes. So as soon as I leave an appointment or make a Zoom call, close or no close, I have to write my data. And that database is now my deep well of sources for my referral leads. You have to list on every solar lead that you talk to, whether there's a sale or a no sale. Fill it with notes, like when you fill a note, and he says, call back in 2 weeks, then automatically I set a call back for 2 weeks. And then when I call him back, or even in 6 months when I call, he'll say, hey, how's your little chihuahua? Guess what that does? It just opens a conversation. Right now, you're not just a regular salesperson because you're being personal with him. So the database is really, really important. Now, the goal, like I said, is always to get leads. So you want to get leads with every conversation. Work friends and family. Many newbies will ask me, where do I get leads? I said, work friends and family. That's where you start. Open your database, your phone book, and make a list of your friends and family that own homes. That's how you generate leads organically. Start with them. So you say you don't have friends and family in, where you live in California. Guess what? We're in 14 states. You have friends and family in 14 states, right? And we can sell by Zoom. So work them. And when you talk to them, again, Don't just call them to say what you do. The goal is to get names and contact info. If you talk to them and you want to get friends, leads, ask them for friends and family. Get their names and phone numbers. You want to build a perpetual chain, but you just don't stop at that contact person you're talking to. You want to work your friends and family. You want to work the friends and family they refer, and you want to work the friends and family and their friends and families that they refer. Make it an endless chain, a perpetual endless chain. And remember, when you talk to these people going forward, you always close them to get names and contact info. That's how you get it going. When you talk to, I want you to work your sold deals and installs. That to me is one of the most important places where I get really solid sales. When I have an install, I tell my customers that I give them a phone call. I say, by the way, I'm calling you to just give you an update that you probably got a phone call you're getting installed tomorrow, right? Yeah, we're so excited. Wonderful. And then I tell them, when people see the solar, our team on your roof, your neighbors will come. They will ask you what it's all about. And all I want you to tell them is 3 things. You have to teach them what to say verbatim. Because if you yourself are struggling how to explain solar, to somebody, a stranger you just met in the elevator, imagine how your homeowners will struggle to explain solar to their neighbors. So you have to tell them exactly what to say. And I tell them 3 things. I tell them, when your neighbors come to you tomorrow, when they see the install, I just want you to say 3 things. I just want you to say, Wally installed solar panels in my roof and I didn't pay anything. My electric bill to Southern California, Edison, went away. And my new electric bill from solar is about half of what I used to pay. And it's a fixed amount. Let me have Wally call you. What's your phone number? And then I tell the customer, the homeowner, can you repeat that to me? And I say, number 1, and then they'll say, Wally, Wally put solar panels on my roof. I didn't pay anything. Number 2, my electric bill to Edison went away. Number 3, my new electric bill from solar is half, and it's a fixed amount. Wally will call you. You teach your customers how to do this, and you will get referrals. I did an install on a Wednesday. By noon, the roofers, the solar guys were on the roof, and I was getting a phone call from my customer giving me 2 names of neighbors that went up to him. So even before the guys were down from the roof, I was calling the customer, the referrals, and they were actually sitting there, standing there in front of the house, watching the roof get installed. And I'm talking to that customer, the referral. I set an appointment for Friday. Close that lead on Friday, 2 days after the installation. And the second one is I'm trying to get them to get to me an appointment with me next week. Installs are very important days. You need to call your deals, and make sure that you teach them what to say. If you yourself are struggling what to say, they will struggle. So you need to teach them how to do that. And also, how Powur sends these emails to your customers at every step. Congratulations, site survey is done. Congratulations, permitting is done. Congratulations everywhere. Use that opportunity to call each them at every process. Say hi, say thank you. It locks the sale. It makes you a nice guy. It makes it very great for customer service. But don't just stop there. ABC, remember the ABC? Always be closing. Every call you get them, you try to get names and contact info of people that may want solar. ABC, you're always closing. And that's what's gonna jump you from being just a passive referral getter to a very dynamic, proactive referral getter. So there's referrals and ambassadors. To me, it's just a technicality. The technicality is if they're an ambassador, I get them to register into an app. And then the money is paid, everything through the app. The lead is processed through the app. But I like the ambassador program because they're simpler, because Powur will do all your bookkeeping. That's the reason why I like that. It's almost like I just hired somebody to do all my bookkeeping, and I don't have to, I don't have to pay them to do my taxes of how much money I gave them at the end of the year. But sometimes your leads are just not able to sign as ambassadors. Maybe they're not computer savvy. They're struggling just to get the computer done, or they're busy, or they're not engaged enough. So what I do is I would not let them stop me. I will pay them out of pocket if necessary. Even if they don't sign with Powur. I've been doing this without the ambassador program for many years. And I would go to the customer's house and write them a check. Here's your check. And then when I give them the check, they're excited that they got a check for 500 or 1,000. And then I take selfies. I take selfies with them. And let me just show you. Like, here's a selfie I took. So when I write them a check, I write a selfie. Take a selfie. Because when you have a picture with them, there's no more powerful, thing to show your customers that this $1,000 is real. Because you say, "This is my customer. Look at that check. It's $1,000." And she's excited. She's going to Vegas. Make it personal. She's going to Vegas. She's got $1,000. So take as many selfies as you can. And the goal, remember, is always to generate leads. That's always the goal. It's always to generate leads. Get names and phone numbers. If you're not getting names and phone numbers, it's not working for you. So I'm going to try and wrap this up by just telling you that the referral process is really about relationship building. People will give you referrals if they like you. Every lead, every customer must become your friend. I mean, I invite everyone to the winery because I'm there almost every weekend anyway. Every chance I get, you want to go to the winery this weekend, I'm free. Even if they don't come, the fact that I invited them it's a great thing because it makes them my friend. And just, so you guys know, I go to Wilson Creek Winery. I'm a member at Wilson Creek Winery. It doesn't cost me much. It's a business expense. At my membership, I get to bring in 4 people free for wine tasting every single day. That's why my friends hit me up every day. Hey, are you free? Can you want to go to the winery? Yeah, come on, I'll bring you. It doesn't cost me anything. I go there, I drink wine with my friends, and I'm done. So every lead, every customer, every contact must become your friend, and they must give you referrals. Keep that chain going for a bottomless source of referrals. Referrals are available, but you have to ask for them. They're waiting for you to be collected. They will close. You just need to ask for referrals. Close means ABC is you have names and phone numbers that you got from them. You always try to consciously ask for a name and phone number. If that alone is one thing you walk away from this session, it's one thing that will make you money. And these referrals are free. They won't cost you anything. In future sessions, I'd like to teach you all how to use the idea of referrals to actually close your sales. Many of you already asked me to mentor you and with great financial success. And you know who you guys are. And you've seen me how I milk referrals from the customers, not just to get names and phone numbers for future business, but I actually use referrals to close the sale. It's a very powerful tool. When the customer gives you a referral, that sale is closed. When you use referral if you successfully put a homeowner's mind into the referral process while you're closing him, emotionally, he's now thinking of that Louis Vuitton bag. He's thinking of that vacation. He's thinking of that, you know, whatever he wants to do with the money, beer money for the husband to go fishing. His mind is off, you know, whatever doubts he had about the solar program. You just shifted the conversation to something really nice for him. So in future sessions, I'll do that. I'll teach you guys how to use the idea of referrals. I can talk about theoreticals all day, but there's nothing like seeing everything unwrap in real time in front of a live customer and earning money at the same time when they sign up. So, because in the end, it's always about making money. If you don't make money during that sale process, you did not close a deal. Let's make that clear. You close the deal if you have a signed contract and you have money coming your way. Put that in your minds. There's no such thing as a half close. It's a sale, it's not a sale. It's a closed sale, it's not a closed sale. So earn and learn. First, work your ways to referrals and get leads. Then, you know, pick a good power mentor like Charles or Jonathan, James, and Jared, any one of these guys. Use them so they can show you the ropes. Even if you're an experienced solar salesperson, have somebody show you how they do it, and then watch your solar business flourish. So there's three steps to closing. Remember, close to get leads, close to get appointments and electric bills, and then close to get that deal, you know, to get the contract signed. If you do these three things successfully, then at the end, you have money coming into your bank. And that's what closing is all about. And I will just end this with two things. The definition of closing to me is using my ability to help a customer or a homeowner come to a decision that I preset that will help him and his family in the long term. So all I'm doing throughout this whole presentation is I'm guiding them to make a decision that will help them in the long term, whether it's getting a lead, whether it's giving them $1,000 or getting them solar. In each of those processes, it's a closing deal. And I would close this thing with just this one last thing. In 1984, I was invited, you know, I was new in sales, and Tom Hopkins said that guy I didn't know the guy, but somebody told me we should go see him. As he was at the LA Convention Center, and they were charging $250 to watch him, me and like 5,000 other people in one convention. And then I learned how to sell watching this guy. And then he offered to a select group of 50 people to go one-on-one with him in a room for $2,500. I paid it. That's a lot of money in 1984. I paid it. And that $2,500 in the next week became like $50,000 in commissions because I was running my own computer company then. But this is what I learned from him, and he has everyone memorizes. And I will ask you guys to look at this too and take a picture screenshot. The champion creed is I'm not judged by the number of times I fail, but by the number of times I succeed. And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail and keep trying. Powerful words. When you take his class, he will ask you to memorize this and say it verbatim. I do that every day. I wake up and I say, I'm not judged by the number of times I fail, but by the number of times I succeed. And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail, keep trying. You guys are all champions. Carry this with you and keep trying and keep succeeding, man, because that's how you become to be champions. So I'm almost to the top of the hour. I'm going to stop it here and give you guys a few minutes for Q&A, because I think it'll be fun to do a little bit Q&A with you guys.
Awesome quote, Wally. And just can't say thank you enough. It's clearly apparent why you connect with your customers and get lots of referrals. I think your phone was ringing for a referral.
Yes.
And someone was knocking on your door to get you a referral too. So you got some business to take care of. We appreciate your time. I think there was one or two questions. And if you want to ask a question, type it in the chat. Someone said, do you use Pipedrive as your CRM, Wally, or do you recommend a CRM?
I use Pipedrive.
Pipedrive.
Pipedrive to me is very powerful. It's not much. I think it's, I think I pay like $25 a month.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And Laura says, at installation, can sales reps be there at the home taking pictures with the homeowners? Can we have an installation party?
You should. We've actually done barbecues at installations.
Yeah.
I've set it up with a customer. I say, you take care of the grill. I'll bring the burgers and the buns. And we do installation parties, especially if it's a Saturday. We also do post-installation barbecues, you know, tell the homeowner, let's do a post-installation barbecue. Invite all your friends. It's $1,000 for each one of them. And let's get you that Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah, awesome. And I had a question, Wally. During the presentation, when you're presenting solar to a homeowner, what are like one or two lines that you say to plant the seeds of referrals during your presentation? Like, how do you weave it in if you have one or two lines that you like to say?
One of the things I say at the beginning is at Powur, we don't spend millions of dollars on advertising on Facebook or social media. We'd rather take that money, keep it in-house, and give it to you, our customers. We will give you $1,000 for every friend and family you refer to us after you got solar and you're happily installed.
Wow.
And then I say, the second line, then I follow up that somewhere in the process, maybe in the middle of closing, I would say 80% of my business I get from referrals. And if you're not happy with my business, Mr. Brunasso, you're not going to give me referrals, right?
Yeah.
And that's my lifeline. I want to make sure you're happy. So let's get you happy with solar.
Let's go wine tasting and get a Louis Vuitton.
Wine tasting, Louis Vuitton bag.
Hell yeah. That was gold right there, Wally. Our company does not spend tens of thousands on advertising. We keep it in-house and give it back to our most treasured person, the homeowner. I love that. I love that. Wow. Any other questions? Last questions for Wally's guy before we wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, Wally, first of all, thank you for that. That was amazing. So many golden nuggets. I do look forward to the time I'm going to throw you as a mentor on one of my deals. I'm looking forward to watching you do this. What I was going to ask you though is, how do you overcome, sometimes customers feel awkward about the $1,000 or that they refer somebody, they don't want them to know that they're getting $1,000 for referring them. How do you overcome that?
Well, there are customers that will really hesitate in giving referrals. So it's all about making them comfortable at this point. But you overcome that by avoiding it in the first place from coming up. You overcome that by becoming their friend. Make them really, really comfortable.
And when you talk to, you know, the person that they referred and they got referred by Susie,
right? And
you're talking about the referral, and they go, so does Susie get $1,000 if I go solar? Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes they can feel like there's like that ulterior motive behind them.
I say that. I actually say that as a good thing. I said, yes, your friend could use $1,000 today.
Ah, I like that.
Right? Wouldn't you like your friend to have to enjoy her life, you know, by having an extra $1,000 today?
Yeah, have you seen her old bag? She needs a new Louis Vuitton.
Have you seen her old bag? Doesn't she deserve 2 Michael Kors bag for that $1,000?
I like that. I like flipping it around like that and saying, yeah, she does. Don't you think that she deserves that?
Yeah, she deserves
and you deserve it as well.
Exactly. You're getting the hang of it and you deserve it as well.
I love that.
And then you get that perpetual chain going. And then they call their friend, I just made $1,000, you know, I want you to call Jared.
Sometimes I'll say that the company pays that. You're getting the same best deal around, and the company helps take care of that. So that way they feel like it's not coming out of their pocket or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'd like to share 2 more slides before we wrap up here. Wally, thank you so much for your time. I know it's valuable. dropping nuggets on us, and good luck tomorrow on the headquarters stage at Powur.live. Looking forward to it.
I'm excited. Looking forward to be on that big circular stage.
Yeah, definitely. All righty. Thank you, Wally. I have a few last announcements here, and then we will wrap it up. So like I mentioned, tomorrow, May 12th, starts Powur.live. Wally's going to be teaching in depth with Edgardo and Don Crawford and a lot of other leaders in the company. So you don't want to miss that. You can register at Powur.live. And as always, we have lots of steps to success. If you're new, this is a document that I like to share, jmbrunasso.com/Powur. If you study every line, all the videos, all the trainings, the videos to share, it's just all the resources in one place. The 12 months promo was extended, guys. Might be the last month for it. So we really want to push the urgency and drive it. If you go to Solar Stimulus promo or go to blog.powur.com, you can read up on it, download the flyers here, the marketing materials. This might be the last month to offer it. So definitely push this promotion to help you close those deals, or even revisit old proposals, right? Revisit the old proposals and say, hey, this month we're offering a 12-month or maybe a $500 homeowner rebate. So throw it in to help close even old proposals that you presented before as well. Future events and training next week, Tuesday, to be determined. Figure out which of the other topics we'd like to present on: roof training, more lead gen, real estate, and eventually we'll roll out the giving back, donating campaign and slides from Prosperity Homes and Give Powur. May 25th, if you want, mark your calendars. This is BNI networking training with one of the directors of BNI, Michelle, actually teaching us how to best use BNI, how to find the right chapter and best utilize them to close a lot of sales. You know, in my second year of being with BNI, I did close 13 deals in 1 year, just from BNI. So it does work if you work it and put the time in and the effort for BNI. So more trainings to come every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. And the California tour, like I mentioned, Charles said earlier, June dates are coming. We're going to have NorCal, Southern Cal, and possibly a Central Cal. So those will be great events to build into, invite people to attend. I'd love to see you all at one of these events. Myself and Charles will be going across the state in June to visit and hang out with all of these awesome places. So a lot of good stuff to come. If there's any last minute Q&A, anything at all unrelated to today's topic, feel free to type it or ask it. And if you'd like to say bye, you can as well. So I'm going to stop this recording. I appreciate you all taking the time out of your day to be on this training. And I look forward to a lot of future trainings. Wally, Arida, one of the best leaders and mentors Powur has. Appreciate you, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate you all.
Thank you, brother.